I've had the same caliber rifle my entire life, 270. I find it a good all-round caliber. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's just what suited me. My first ever rifle when I was 15 was a 270, and I've stuck with it throughout the years. I, I've done that because I like the familiarity of it. I'm comfortable with the 270. I know its performance. I know how much the wind can affect it, what its bullet drop is, and so on. And in saying that, I've had this rifle in the same setup for about 10 years. I don't chop and change. I use this rifle for bush stalking fallow down the Blueies to bull tar hunting to red stag hunting. The only thing that changes is whether or not I put a bipod on it. And every trip, I make a decision whether I put that on or off. Um, yeah, so like I said, I've had the same setup for over 10 years. I understand the bullet drop. I know how that works. It's not a dial-up scope or anything like that. Again, because I'm comfortable without it, I do have a wee drop chart that I do the poor man's dial-up, which I'll do another video one day on how to do that. So it's just a drop chart and you use a bit of MOA and whatnot. So I'm no long-range shooter. Um, I like getting in nice and close. A long range shot for me is 400 yards. That's, really pushing it. And I'd probably only do that on a big red stag or a bull tar. The chamois or the fallow. I like getting in 200 yards and smacking them. So, ammo that I use is 150 grain, and I just use off the shelf Winchester ammo. I don't reload myself. I find I get very good accuracy with off the shelf stuff. So when you do get a new rifle, buy a different couple of brands of bullets because you'll find that certain brands react a certain way with your rifle. So find what one that suits your rifle the best. And like I said, for me, it's 150 grain Winchester. I use it for everything. All right. As I said at the start, it's that familiarity. When I sight it in, I bore sight it at 50 yards, get it on an A4 bit of paper. I put one shot through it, and then I do two shots at 100 yards, and then I go to 200 yards and do three shots and zero it in for that. So it's zeroed in for 200 yards. Um, I sighted in, I try and sight it in once a year, or unless I've bumped it. But I do, or if I think that the rifle is out. One. Cleaning, on a rainy day, like with these stainless barrels, whatnot, I'm pretty relaxed. I probably only clean it once a year, if that. I do when I get home and it's been wet like this, I'll give it a good wipe down and I'll clean underneath the barrel and whatnot. But actually putting a pull through it and a dry rag, I probably only do that once a year. Yeah, but you can over clean it. And of course, once you do put a pull through it, your rifle barrel does need another shot through it. So don't clean your rifle and then go out there and take a shot on the trophy stag. That bullet could go anywhere. Go to the range. So I always try and pull the pull through at the range. Pull through it, and then put a shot at a target. Then your rifle's good to go. It's called a fouled barrel. So yeah, um, people do get all caught up on spending the most expensive rifle and most expensive scope. Well, my recommendations, what's worked for me, is stick with one and get comfortable and learn it inside and out. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm comfortable with this rifle. Snap shooting in the bush, long range shooting. Yeah. So the moral of the story of this one is just get a caliber and stick with it. Whether it be a 308, 270, 7mm, whatever. But just stick with it and you'll find you'll get better results. Yeah. And then it's just time behind the rifle. Yeah. Scope covers and scope caps. I don't use scope caps because when you open them up, it shields your vision. And so I like these rifle condoms. They cover the whole rifle and they stop shit going in the sides down there. So yeah, the neoprene covers are good, apart from the ones that stay on the rifle. So you just pop that end off and pop that in. You've got a big bunch up there. Um, Again, that just impedes your vision when you're shooting. So, yeah, you're better off just not having it. Right, hope you got something out of that one. Do it.